Hello and welcome to Anime Memories, and on this episode I'm going to be talking about She and Her Cat, Everything Flows. This is the first time I'm reviewing a current anime since it just finished airing on March the 25th. I am making an exception here because this was just so fantastic I had to try and get the word out. What makes it even more amazing is that there's only about 30 minutes of runtime. And in those 30 minutes, it made me feel more emotion than most full-length anime series that have at least a full 12 episodes to get me invested. I really had to hold back my tears, and that isn't something that happens often. I have had significant difficulties crying in the past, even when I've wanted to. But with this, it took every bit of resilience I had to stop myself from bawling like a 4-year-old. Now, since this anime just came out, unfortunately there's no real way for me to get video footage unless I resort to piracy, and I don't really feel comfortable doing that, so I'm going to be using images instead. The story follows an unnamed young woman who is living with her cat, Daru. After her friend moves out of the apartment, the woman is left alone and starts struggling with depression. Daru is unsure of how he can help with her troubles since, being a cat, he is unable to communicate with humans. It's a fairly simple story, but what makes it unique is that it's told from Daru's point of view. He is constantly narrating the events in each scene, and it works really well since he is written like a cat. From the way he talks, you get the idea that he kinda knows what's going on, but his understanding is clearly limited. For example, he describes his owner as being far prettier than any other woman because her fur is always perfectly in place. This is exactly how a cat would think since they have a very narrow view of the world. This kind of narration was especially good when Daru was talking about his backstory. He doesn't fully understand what happened to him, but you will understand, and that makes it totally heartbreaking. With this style of storytelling, many of the plot details aren't directly told to you. The cinematography and short snippets of human dialogue are used to fill in a few of the gaps left from Daru's narration. This was a fantastic change from the usual type of storytelling that is normally found in anime. In fact, I can't remember anything that told its story like this. Although I'm sure that this has been done before. There have probably been multiple books or movies that have done this exact same thing. But for me, this was a new experience and I really enjoyed myself. However, one of the negatives is that it's not overly subtle. The writing can be very heavy-handed. If you're paying attention, you should fairly easily be able to figure out the ending. This does somewhat work in its favour though, because you hope that it doesn't end that way. You just hope that the anime doesn't go there. But there's no way of getting around it. This show is going to hurt. In the Crunchyroll comments, I saw so many people talk about how much they were crying. I would usually see this as a joke and say, "Oh, come on, you're exaggerating, it wasn't that sad." However, I can confirm that these comments are legit. Most people seem to lose it at the ending, which is totally understandable, but what really got me was the build up to the ending. I could see it coming. I knew full well where the story was heading, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I felt this intense feeling of sadness that I haven't felt in years. Now, one of the things I really liked was that this anime has a bunch of interesting themes, and one that really stood out to me was the importance of family, or just having a support network in general, in order to try and be independent the woman is always pushing everybody away, especially her mother. This is part of the reason why depression starts rearing its ugly head. It shows you that even if you don't always get along, you need people around you that you can rely on when times are tough. In terms of the visuals, the art perfectly matches the tone of the anime. The colours are slightly desaturated, and this helps accentuate the relaxing yet depressing mood. The soundtrack is also fantastic at matching the tone. It contains a lot of slow and emotional tracks that will intensify your sadness and will make it really hard not to completely break down. The violins. Those damn violins, man. As I previously stated, this anime is only 30 minutes long and it's available for free over on Crunchyroll. You have absolutely no excuse. Well, if you're having a particularly bad day, then you might want to avoid this, but at any other time, please give this a try. It's truly worth your time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment, and if you like this video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.